Yeah. Sounds so good, wouldn't you agree? Turn that shit up. Shot for you, shot for me. Only the real can relate. White Fuego. That's a fire. Amazing most. It's privy. This for that part of me that was styled by poverty. The hood in my veins now was clogging my arteries. It gave me vision, it also made it hard to see. I seen the artistry within the armed robbery. We got our 3-bedroom from a lottery, where you could catch a leg wound trying to find your key. You need that extra leg room when you find the V. Richer in the Fed soon is what we bout to be. Brick sales, now every lobby got fish scales. Broke women who only hobby was rich males. You do 1, 3 to 9, you take a big L. Then they throw that in your face, now how that shit smell. I'm coming home better than I used to be. I know the man in the mirror gon' shoot for me. I don't really trust niggas, truthfully. It's the privy, no motherfucking juice for me. I played them project games. Before Bloods and Crips, we had project games. They tried to jump me after school, but my projects came. Somebody ate your food, you had to digest pain. Damn. We came a long way from cane dealing. The hallways with the paint peeling. I swear to God, I must have seen $1 billion, but never even saved $1 million. The roof gone, we could change ceilings. The good guys, they the same villains. I woke up, I had a strange feeling. Bitch, I'm feeling like Dame feeling. I'ma be my own boss, any cost. Fat boy, 10 chains, no shirt. Ricky Ross putting on for my city. Now it's time they get me off. Been too long in this city, where the fuck I'm getting lost? You from where I'm from? You done what I done? You love Noriega, you was eating on the run. Police hit the door, they just beat it like a drum. It took me out that zone, that weekend wasn't fun. Now I just laugh when I'm looking back. I used to have to crash where I cooked the crack. I'm on the stage with a crooked hat, feeling like Big when he said, probably in a city I ain't never been. Trying to get some pussy I was never in. Tell them motherfucking haters that I'm better than Kelly rolling in my future, it'll never end. Tell a #1 producer who's the better pen. From a soldier to a shooter to a veteran. Damn Q, it be stupid to dish you. Even your superficial flows are super official. That last bar there wasn't even mine. Yay sniffing, I just did a Yeezy line. Way different, and I can't be defined. Stay pimping, and you know I'm keeping mine. It's for that part of me. It's for that part of me that was styled by poverty. Yeah, it's for that part of me that was styled by poverty. Mommy, I miss you. Yeah.
Peace to the gods and earths and all the positive people in the universe. My name is Anthony GMATH WOMBLE, and you're now listening to my audio diary, Styled by Poverty, the Oddcast. Brought to you by the good people of the Vandal Hour and S.STREET Media. This episode is called The House of Bambu, the Dblack chapter. What a lot of people have asked me in my lifetime, when did you start smoking weed? And how did you start smoking weed? And I've answered it many times. To some people, I've never answered it, you know? So I'm gonna tell you the story on how I started smoking weed. In 1990, I was going to Murray Bertram High School. During the second semester, I believe that's what it's called, the second semester, the second half of the school year, me and my friend Dennis, aka Dblack, was real tight. during the school year, we had like 2 or 3 classes together. I believe we had biology together with Miss Watson. That's the only reason why I remember that class. Miss Watson was a dope, kind of eccentric teacher, but we had Miss Watson together, and I believe we had 2 other classes. I believe English and another class. So me and Dblack had got real tight during the first trimester, or during the first semester. During the time we was eating together, we was playing the hallways together. We even got pressed in the hallways one time. Some older dudes, I believe like juniors or, a couple of grades older than us, we was in a hallway. They tried to press us like why we was in a hallway. And me and Dblack held it down. That's the first time I knew like what type of vibe he was on. But back to the story of me starting to smoke, or first time smoking. So me and Dblack, during the course of our freshman year, we was vibing, man. We would talk about hip hop together. We was just talking about the neighborhoods we came from, the different things that we had been through. At that time I met Dblack, he was already fighting a drug case. And we was kind of similar in the aspect of we was both into criminality early, but he was doing like the hustling, selling drug thing, and I was probably the snatching wallets, purses, robbing niggas for shit, clothing, boosting type of thing. I was into that type of thing, during those times. So we vibed real good together. Most of the people that I was chilling with during those early Bertram years was people from Harlem. We had like a little crew. There's probably 1 or 2 of us from Brooklyn that was in this group, but it was mostly Harlem and Bronx dudes that I was hanging with. I was in a program prior to going to Bertram that summer, so I had met some dudes in that program. I think it was called ICE, if I'm not mistaken. But so I had knew some dudes already. My man was from the Bronx. I believe that's the person who like officially introduced us. I don't know, but me and Dblack was tight. So during this second semester, Dblack had asked me during the cafeteria during lunch, do I smoke? At that point, I didn't smoke, but I lied. I guess I didn't want to be the outcast or the person that wasn't down, I don't know, but I lied, and I told him I smoked. So that day, he had told me like, "Yo, meet me in the back of the train station and shit. We gonna chill and shit." I'm like, "All right." I'm not gonna lie to you, during this year in high school, my freshman year, I was kind of like to myself. I wasn't popular. I was amongst the outcasts and the misfits in Bertram. At least that's what I thought then, as a young kid. Now looking back, it's probably a little different. But when I was going through these times, I felt like I didn't fit in. And I felt that, I wanted friends. I wanted to be a part of, something. So I had lied to Dblack. And so that day at the end of school, I met him in the back of Brooklyn Bridge, which is the way that everybody who took the 4, 5, or 6 train, which I did because I took the L train at Union Square. That's the way everybody, mostly the Harlem and Bronx people went. If you was from Brooklyn, you probably took the A or the C on Fulton. But I was a person who took the L train at Union Square, so I could go take the 4, 5, and 6 going uptown and then get off at 14th Street. So I met Dblack in the back of the train station of Brooklyn Bridge. It was mad dudes and females there. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of Harlem and Bronx dudes and shit like that. And they was blowing it down, smoking blunts at the time. I believe it was Phillies at that time. They was blowing it down, And I'm like, yo, What's up? Peace to the peace God or what's good, y'all? You know what's up? What's up? And when I pulled up, and automatically, you know, a blunt was passed to me. So I'm smoking. The cypher's going crazy. Like they got like mad blunts at the time. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't tell you how many it was, but I know it was more than 2 or 3, you know? And the blunts was consistently hitting me. Boom, boom, boom. I passed one, another joint was coming. I passed one, another joint was coming. Like serious cypher. After the joint, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, I'm out. Let me just say this. I was with this girl from my projects who lived in my projects, who went to my high school also. She was in a grade ahead of me. She was there with me. I'm going to say her name, Tati. Tati was with me. That was like my my older sister during that time when I first went to Bertram. She was in a grade ahead of me. We went to Most Holy Trinity together. I hung out with her brother and shit like that. So she was like kind of like the person watching me during those years. So she's with me when I'm smoking, but she didn't smoke. So after we finished smoking and shit, and I said, you know, peace to everybody. We jumped on the train, jumped on the 405, I believe it was the express, and automatically once I hit the seat, I passed out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was twisted. I was fucked up, boy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was coming in and out of like, you know, a daze. She's like rubbing my head like, yo, you gonna be good and shit like that. She had to walk me like, actually like I was drunk to the L train when you gotta transfer out 14th Street Union Square. You gotta transfer to the L train. You gotta go down the steps and all this shit. So she's walking with me, like holding me like I was drunk. All the way to the L train, sat me down in the chair, or sat me down in the step. The train came. I got on the train with her. I laid on her lap and I was out, twisted, fucked up. If I'm not mistaken, when I finally did get home, I just hit my bed and passed out. Done. And that was actually my first time smoking weed anywhere. It was a crazy feeling. I'm not gonna lie to you. As the high came down, I think I felt better and probably took it in a little bit more. But like at its peak, I'm telling you, I know Dblack. Now that I know Dblack, you know, let me just say this: Dblack is no longer with us. Rest in peace to the God. You know, he passed away. He was killed. But me and Dblack, friendship just grew tighter after that day I smoked. Let me say this. Me and Dblack is like the first person who like really took me on a weed spot journey. Before Leafy, before Weed Maps, it was Dblack. He took me to Mr. B's. He took me to Lions Den. He took me to Funhouse. He took me to Crystals. We went to every weed spot in Harlem. Back then, weed spots was in stores and shit like that. And we went to like every weed spot there was in Harlem during those times. Anybody who went to Bertram know. We was everywhere, man. Lions Den and Crystals was like my introduction. Crystals was the first place I bought an ounce at ever. You know, this used to be, none of these weed spots exist anymore, so I'm gonna say the places that they were, but they don't exist no more, so I'm not blowing up anything. But this was like around the 116th area and Lexington and shit like that. The 3rd Avenue, Mr. B's, I believe it was on 2nd or 3rd Avenue and 110th. Funhouse was like around the corner from it. You know, Mr. B's was like top-notch weed. You could get like a nickel and get two blunts out of it. So it was like actually a dime. You know what I mean? What's crazy is Mr. B's was like a famous. This is when weed spots were were known, and you're all over New York City there was known ones and shit like that. But Mr. B's is like one of the most known ones. I got a story about Mr. B's too. One time, me, Dennis, and a couple of my other friends from Bertram, we had went uptown and got us some Mr. B's. So I bought like maybe 2 dimes, 3 dimes. Pardon self, 2 or 3 nickels from Mr. B's. As I said, that looked like dimes. So we go to the pizzeria on 116th, I'm talking about Lexington, in front of the pizzeria. That's where we used to hang out at sometimes. And we rolled up over there. So while we there rolling up, a white construction dude had pulled up. Real, construction Tim boots. I don't think he had Tim boots, but like construction boots, dusty type of dude. But I believe he was like the foreman or something. So he seen us on the corner. He rolled up to us and he seen us rolling the weed and shit. He's like, yo, where y'all got weed from? We's like, we got that. I'm going to keep it a buck. I'm the one who said that. I got that. He's like, word, what you got? So I got dimes. He said, no, yo, let me get 2 dimes and shit. So I'm like, all right. So I pull out 2 of the nickels, which looked like dimes at that time. And this dude proceeds to pull out a knot of money. When I say a knot of money, like he was about to pay the people at wherever he was working at. I told you he was like a foreman or something like that. So he had like a lot of money. I say a couple of bands on him. So when he pulled out the money for the bud, nigga snatched the money. Now let me say, the group of people was our normal Bertram and a couple of Harlem people that we hung with. But there was a person there, a famous rapper from a famous rap label. I don't want to say the dude name. I don't want to say the label that he's a part of. But he's a Harlem rapper. And he was there. So when we caught the jukes, he was right next to us. So we running up 116th. The dude is chasing us. We're not even really running. This is like 1992 or 3, somewhere around there. Yo, it's crazy because Harlem is Harlem. You can't really run like, because then the police would be on your ass. So we was like kind of jogging. We wasn't even like really running full speed. We was jogging, but the dude was behind us. We cutting in and out between cars. We turned on 2nd or 3rd or one of those avenues. We ran down to the middle of the block, cut through the park, climbed over the fence. I ripped my pants on the fence, got stuck up there a little bit. This is it within the middle of the projects. Climbed over this big ass fence, got my pants stuck, ripped my shits, jumped down. We all went separate ways. Dudes went in the hallways and shit like that. We left the white dude. Make a long story short, I'm looking for my man Dblack so we could break the bread up because I know the bread was serious. I'm not gonna lie to you, we couldn't find him. Actually, he didn't come to school for a couple of days either. You know what I mean? We never even, I'm not gonna lie to you, me or some of the dudes there, we didn't even get hit over no bread. The guard came, when he finally came back to school, came back with new fatigue suits on and shit like that, new gear. But he said that the rapper dude, never broke him off and he haven't seen him since. So, that was one of my uptown stories, hanging with Dblack. But the deepness about Dblack, and the people who know Dblack know this was a real dude, man. When I mean a real dude, man, this was a dude, man, like he had respect around his neighborhood, like myself. So he felt very comfortable when we was in Harlem. You know what I mean? I don't understand that because that's how I feel when I'm around my way. But so that's why we was similar. This dude held me down, man. He held me down, man. When I have no money, he done lent me bread. You know what I mean? He used to come to school with blunts every day. When I say every day, he come to school with motherfucking 5, 6 blunts, rolled already, pre-rolled. You know what I mean? it's crazy, man. He done introduced me to Chill Will. He introduced me to a dude from the rap group Trouble Neck Soldiers. Dblack was the first person to believe in my music. I said rap to him. One of few people who I said like personally rap to. And I said say my rhymes to him. And he even got me like try to take me to the studio. There was a dude I went to Bertram who was like 2 years older than us, who was also from his projects, who had a studio. We used to like bogart the dude outside of the dude crib on a regular basis so he could like let us into his crib so we could to do music. He never did, but you know, Dblack was really trying to push me towards doing music. Our relationship was kind of crazy also because it seemed like when Dblack was in prison, I was home, and when I was home, he was in prison. When I was home, he would call me from wherever he was at. When I come home, I see him, go check him, chill in his crib. You know what I mean? Like, we rarely was home at the same time. When we was home at the same time, we would just be talking on the phone and shit. Dblack used to be telling me like inside industry shit. You know, like don't fuck with this person, don't fuck with that dude musically, like industry wise. He was involved. I don't know what he was actually doing in music, but he was involved somehow, you know. Dblack was the first person to introduce me to the rap group Mob Style, which if you don't know who Mob Style is, shoot yourself, but if you come from the streets. But Mob Style is AZ, you know, Pretty Tone, Gangsta Lou, who's the same people from the movie Paid in Full, if I'm not mistaken. The real people. They used to do music, and they used to be on Video Music Box and all that shit. But he's the first person to introduce me to them. You know what I mean? Our conversations over weed used to be like deep. Like he was like a connoisseur. People wonder like how I'm so deep into weed, and you know, the knowledge that I have about weed. And I'm not gonna lie to you, it's because my teacher, the first person who brought me into the game, was my man Dblack, man. My man Dblack was serious when it came to bud, man. Serious. You know what I mean? Serious. That was my man. And no lie to you, you know, I started bringing all my dudes from Williamsburg to Harlem to get bud. That became like our normal thing. And I continued that tradition of going uptown for bud for years. To this day, you know, if a little birdie passes me by and let me know where the end shit is at, I might hit it up. Matter of fact, I guarantee I'm gonna hit it up at one point in time. But he kept me in tune, man. I kept going uptown to like, they had weed spots like Mind, Body, and Soul, Branson, you know, the 145th, the Amsterdams, the Audubons. You know, Dblack introduced me to that tradition. You know, so, you know, I haven't been able to speak to any Dblack family, because I know he has a son or a daughter. The last time I physically seen them, I went uptown with my young boy, and we was uptown shining. I had mad jewelry on, you know, the bracelets, the big dookie chain, and all that shit. We was getting money, and I was on 125th going to the weed spot, and I had my cab pull over on 125th so we could go to the weed spot. And when I was crossing the street, I seen Dblack. So, you know, I continued to go to the weed spot. You know, and after the weed, I went to the weed spot. We took Dblack home in the cab with us, and then later after that, I was supposed to meet him somewhere in like Midtown Manhattan, and he stood me up. You know, me and my cousin was supposed to go see him, man. We tried to go see him and shit where he was living at. But Dblack, you know. You want to know why I'm high? You want to know why I am the way I am when it comes to bud? Is because my man Dblack. And Dblack will never be forgotten. Shout out to all my Harlem peoples and shit like that. You know who you are. Shout out to all my birdie people from Harlem and the Bronx. You know what I mean? We had a lot of good times up there. You know, Dblack connected a lot of good people together. You know, a lot of people know each other because Dblack. You know, Dblack was the dude who connected all of us. So I want to go into something real quick. You know, every episode I like to speak to y'all about things from the past episode that might have been wrong, that I might need to correct or something. So one of the things that I wanted to correct about last week's episode is I said the Virgo days was September 23rd to September 23rd, and it's actually August 23rd to September 22nd. I fucked up. I was high. I fucked that package up. But shout out to all my Virgos. Shout out to Siobhan, aka Spicy Sugar, whose birthday just passed. Shout out to Miss Valerie and my projects, whose birthday just passed. Shout out to the Rican hippie, whose birthday just passed, I believe also. Shout out to all my Virgo peoples, man. We are in the motherfucking building. My birthday's coming up, September 13th. I'm having an event on September 11th. Make sure you're there. So another correction that I want to correct from the Hustle and Flow episode is I said that I went to prison on June 20th, 2005. Actually, I went to prison on June 20th, 2006. I just want to correct that, man. You know, if I make a mistake, I want to make sure that, you know, just in case you're looking shit up, my numbers is 06R 5138. That was my corrections numbers, just for those who don't know. 06R 5138. But on another note, I want to speak about this, man, because lately, man, you know, walking through the streets of New York, and I'm single, it seems like you can't talk to a woman no more. It seems like these days they got headphones on, you know what I mean? They ignoring you, you know. I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know what's going on. Society influences, I don't know. Like, it seems like for you to talk to a woman these days, you got to go through like social media. You got to go through Zoosk or eHarmony or Match.com or Christian Mingle or something like that. What happened to the interaction between male and female? What happened to seeing someone in your daily path, whether you're in a supermarket or you're on a train or just walking down the street, when you could just say, "Excuse me, how you doing, Queen? What's going on? What's your name?" What happened to that? It seems like everybody want to have their headphones on and just ignore the world, be in their own world. First of all, it's dangerous to walk in the streets and have your headphones and not be able to pay attention to what's going on. Honestly, that's the way I think. You know, sometimes I may have my headphones on, I may have them low, but I don't have them so loud that I can't hear what's going on. If you said something to me, I definitely will hear you say it. But it's crazy, man. I don't know, like, is the music influence what's happening? Because, you know, you got City Girls, you got Cardi B, you got Nicki Minaj. It's a very alpha female time. It's a very independent woman time. It's you know, women are not docile or passive anymore. And I understand that. I didn't want a docile or passive woman anyway. You know, I want a woman who has something to say. I want a woman who has an opinion. I want a woman who understands that we're living in a society that ain't always positive, you know? But it seems like I'm trying to figure out, how do you pick up a woman these days? Where, you know, I'm stuck. It seems like my lines is even old. I be trying to, you know, talk to a lady outside. I be like, peace, queen, and females or ladies be looking at me like that shit is old or lame or whatever. You know, one day I asked some young woman, like, how do you, you know, talk to women in the street? Like, what do dudes be saying these days? And know what she said to me? Yeah. I believed it. I actually tried it. My man done gave me a couple of lines and shit like that to try, but it seems like it's not working for me. I'm not good on the walk up no more. I can't get a conversation from a woman on a train no more. I guess with all this shit happening on the train, like all this wild shit, motherfuckers stabbing motherfuckers, hitting people with hammers, all this dumb shit, robbing people. I guess, you know, society, you know, the women probably are nervous to try to speak to someone in the train station, you know? But it's crazy, man. Like, I don't know what's going on. Anybody who listens to my podcast, I need you, especially the women, let me know how to pick up a woman in 2021. Because I am lost, man. I'm single, you know. I date and stuff like that. You know, I go out, but I'm not serious with anyone. But I want to know, like, what do men have to say or do, you know, to try to pick up a woman? Let me know, man, because I'm out the loop, man. I'm out the loop. On another note, and I was just thinking about this today, man, and it kind of, it's not the same as what I was just talking about, but it's kind of in the same vein. But I gotta stop fucking with the news. I had to stop fucking with the news a couple of weeks ago, man. The news is crazy. The news will have you brainwashed, programmed, unconfident, scared, fearful. All these things come with watching the news these days. It seems like the news is a frequency, like a certain frequency that a lot of people are tapped in. And like, if you're tapped into this frequency, all those things that are just names come with that. People who pay attention to what's going on in the news is kind of the sheepish type of people. I'm not going to say all, but a lot of people, they hear it on the news, they feel like it's fact and law and it's written in stone. People who hear things from the news, on the news, let me give an example. You may hear the weather and you got your whole outfit together before hearing the weather. You was outside before hearing the weather. It felt good. The skies look great. The day looked great. And now you got your outfit together and stuff like that, and you turn on the news. And when you turn on the news says it's gonna rain at this time and this time or whatever, it's gonna be storms. So you change your whole outfit. You bring out the umbrella, you know what I mean? You got your galoshes on or something like that. You change up your whole outfit. And what happens? It don't fucking rain. It don't fucking rain. This weekend, I rearranged an event based on what the news and these weather apps were saying. They said it's gonna rain, it's gonna be, you know, storms, and it's gonna be flood watch. It's gonna be we need a flood watch. All this shit. We fucking cancel our date. We move it to the next date, to the next day, and none of that shit happened. None of that shit happened. they are planting fear, man. They want you. They say that it's gonna rain and all this shit, so you could go out there and buy an umbrella. So you could go out there and buy some rain outfits. You know, some ponchos and shit like that. Like this shit is like a business, and like if you tapped into this frequency, they manipulate you, man. They plant fear into you. I'm telling you, man. I stopped watching the news for 2 weeks, man, and I feel different. I've been moving different. I'm not so nervous. Oh, yo, damn, you gotta have the vaccine to go into the restaurant. Damn, you gotta have the vaccine to go into the to work out. You gotta have the vaccine to go to the club. You gotta, oh no, then they're gonna, they checking the medical field now. Every, twice a week, you gotta get, like, they got you into this, like, got me into this perpetual fear. I throw events. So a lot of this stuff that I'm talking about has an impact on me throwing events, you know? And I'm maneuvering to what they saying, and I'm disrupting my whole business. And for the past 2 weeks, I stopped watching the news, and it's been flowing much better. I fucked up this weekend though, but outside of that, I'm not caught up in that daily fear planting. This shit is crazy, man. This shit is crazy. Watch what you allow into your mind. Watch what you allow into your home. Watch what you allow into your energy field. Because it can manipulate, it can disrupt, it could taint what you got going on. I'm telling you. It could taint what you got going on. It will fuck up your whole frequency, man. I'm telling you. The news is not for the people who are truly aware. The news is for the sheeps. Let me repeat that again. The news is for the sheeps. On another subject, I know you've been listening to the Style by Poverty song at the beginning of my podcast. Shout out to my man, QU, amazing. We just dropped the song on all platforms, all major platforms. I'm actually one of the executive producers on a motherfucking song. Shout out to my man, QU, amazing. Shout out to Fuego, House of Fire. You know, we're really going to be pushing this shit, man. Go to Spotify, go to Apple Music, go to YouTube. Make sure you listen to the song. We need the views. We need the views. And if you listen to the song Style by Poverty, it is for the people who are like myself. You grew up with nothing. You come from nothing. You grew up in the streets. You come from the streets. It is for us. This song, I can't wait till we drop the video for it, because it's gonna be monumental. I guarantee you, it's gonna be monumental. You know what I mean? As my friend Kalia Clark says, it's gonna be a mamante. You know what I mean? I don't like to steal nobody's stuff. Shout out to Kalia Clark. You know, but it is. You know, we're gonna do some big shit with this song, and it's gonna, you know, if you don't know who QU Amazing, his label is called Privy Life. He dropped a song, dropped a EP or album with the Bottom Line called 9-5 Vibes, I believe. He's from Queens. He's dope. I'm gonna have him on the show soon. But he's dope. But make sure you check out that song, man. That shit is a fucking classic in the making, man. This is what I want to go into real quick. I used to be very, very addicted to gangster movies. How many of y'all was addicted to gangster movies? You know, my father was a person who loved gangster movies, man. And I'm trying to find out what is the top 5 illest gangster movies. You know what I mean? I might have not seen any, so I'm trying to get my movie list together. But, you know, let me know what y'all feel is the top 5 gangster movies. I'm talking about like Hoodlum, Amongst Friends, Juice, Menace to Society, King of New York, American Gangster, Carlito's Way 1 and 2, Jackie Brown, one of my favorites by Quentin Tarantino. Let me know, what gangster movie do you like? You know, Styled by Poverty, you know, we have one foot in the streets, one foot in business. So, you know, we like to talk about criminality on this show, you know. And I want to know, what gangster movie do you like? I'm going to say this. Carlito's Way is one of my favorite gangster movies. One of my favorites, man. Al Pacino played Carlito great. You know what I mean? All the characters in there, Sean Penn, my man that played La Ling, you know what I mean? Even the dude, I forgot this, the heavy set Spanish dude. Yo, Carlito, they killed, what you call it, on 116? They shot him with that shotgun. That dude, man. Damn, I was gonna say his name. It's on the tip of my tongue. But yeah. What's your favorite gangster movie? I think Carlito's Way is definitely up there with me, up high on my list. But let me know what gangster movies y'all like. I want to know what some of the new gangster movies too, man. Do they still make gangster movies, man? I haven't seen a gangster movie in a long time. I'm not gonna lie to you. I still think they should make Godfather Part 4. Why? Because Anthony Garcia will be the Godfather. Why didn't they not make a Part 4 to the Godfather? Garcia, I'm saying his name. I know his last name is Garcia. Andrew Garcia, I believe that's his name. He should be the Godfather. They, what you call it? I think Al Pacino dies at the end on the steps, and Garcia is the dude who's like moving with Al Pacino during those times. He's like the bastard son of Sonny. If y'all follow the Godfather trilogy, I think that is Sonny's son, but he didn't acknowledge him, you know. But what's your favorite gangster movie, man? Let me know. Because Styled by Poverty, I'm definitely gonna have a segment where I go into gangster movies. Now, this Sunday, as I was saying earlier, we had the WB barbecue, our second Williamsburg Day barbecue. Now, we didn't have it on Williamsburg Day. We had it, technically, there was no Williamsburg Day. That's why I want to go into this, man. Yo, shout out to all the vendors. Shout out to all the performers. Shout out to all the people that attended. Shout out to Williamsburg, man. Shout out to Williamsburg, man. We had a great turnout. The performances was on point. Shout out to Gyps and Pablo. Shout out to Debonair. Shout out to Free Guard. Shout out to my man Scotty, Optimo, Johnny Boat, Cold Cast, Lady J, Il Kush, the Barber Red. Dudes got busy. I'm gonna tell you, dudes got busy. This shit was better than our last one. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was better than our last one. The turnout was crazy. The police didn't fuck with us. I think we kind of faked left on their ass. They thought it was going to be Sunday. They was in the projects on Saturday. They was in the projects on Saturday on some wolf shit, running down on motherfuckers. You couldn't throw your barbecue. Niggas had to take their barbecue across the street. So it's kind of good that we did ours on Sunday. It was dope, man. Shout out to everyone who supported my brand and copped clothes this whole weekend. You know what I mean? The love was there, man. But our WB barbecue was on point. I'm going to say this. One of the dopest performances that day was my man Gyps and Pablo. Also, Scotty Optimo had a superb performance. But the voice the ninja of Gyps and Pablo, they shit was on fire, man. Yo, the DJ fucked up when they first started doing their joint, and they had to redo it. The whole crowd went crazy. That's how you know when motherfuckers is tuned in, when the crowd reacts to the mishap. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers ready to kill the DJ. Shout out to DJ Polarity. Shout out to DJ Slice also. Slice. They did their thing. But yo, the barbecue was dope, man. We was there from like 1:30 to about 9:30. You know what I mean? We still got food left over and shit like that. We probably gonna be doing something this weekend. But shit was fucking dope. People came up to me and really said that they really enjoyed themselves. And that's what it's all about. I didn't make no money at the Williamsburg Day Barbecue. I never do. On the note of throwing that. I do that to give back. I do that because I want to bring some creativity, some art to my community. You know, I want the kids to see positive shit, so I bring positive shit to the hood. You know, but the turnout was dope. The fucking performances was money. So shout out to everyone who pulled up for that, man. We're gonna do it next year too. I guarantee you. Next year, we're back on. Now, you know, in every episode, I like to say today's mathematics. Today's mathematics is the 31st, which is wisdom, knowledge, or being born a culture freedom. Pardon self. Understanding knowledge or being born to culture freedom. Understanding is the manifestation of one's knowledge. Understanding is to see things clearly for what they are and not what they perceive to be. Understanding is the best part, which is the child, the cream. Understanding is the highest form of love. Knowledge is to look, listen, and observe, and also to respect. Knowledge is infinite. Knowledge is symbolic to the sun because the sun is the foundation of the solar system. It is also symbolic to the black man because he is the foundation of his family. Culture, freedom, culture is a way of life. Our way of life is Islam, our self-lord and master. Freedom is to free yourself mentally of devilishment, telling lies, stealing, and eating a poisonous pig. Freedom is to free the dome. Let me say this, man, especially during these times that we are living in now. Freedom is very expensive. Freedom, to obtain true freedom, some say you can only achieve that in death. Freedom is not following what everybody else is doing, but following what you supposed to be doing. You free yourself up from all the entanglements, all the spider webs of devilishment. So that is today's mathematics. Mathematics, man, you know, you got to truly understand, you know, mathematics. When you have mathematics or you have a basic understanding of mathematics, it is the keys to life. Mathematics allowed me to open up other books outside of 120. Mathematics is a key. You could read the Bible now. You could read encyclopedias. You could read history books. You could read whatever and have an understanding that is not blatant to the world. It is a inner esoteric understanding of what's going on. Like when I watch the news, you know, I don't just see what they're saying. I'm seeing what really is. That's the big difference. When you have knowledge of self and you study mathematics, it's like you are able to see things that the average person can't see. There's a movie called They Live, where Ronnie Piper, and he put these glasses on and you can see the aliens that's out there. Well, that's what mathematics is. It's some shades that you put on to see everything for what they truly are. And that's what understanding is, to see things clearly for what they are and not what they perceive to be. So understanding is very, very important. Now, I want to close out with this, you know, because I like to, you know, I want my audience to see things outside of their neighborhood, especially if you come from poverty like myself. You know, there was a time that I didn't know what was going on in New York outside of the hood. You know? There's a lot of things going on in New York. New York have so many hidden treasures that it's not funny. So I want to give you some of the hidden treasures that's going on. I don't know. I'm into museums. I hope some of y'all are into museums. I go to the museum quite often. I haven't been there in about 2 years though, but I go to the museum a lot. The last time I went to the museum, if I'm not mistaken, I went to the Basquiat or the Basquiat exhibit at Brooklyn Museum, which was really dope. That was, as a matter of fact, that wasn't the last time I went to the museum, but that was one of the last times I remember. But right now, I need you to check out that KAWS, KAWS exhibit at Brooklyn Museum. If you don't know who KAWS is, he's the one that do a lot of the Sesame Street characters, but a weird rendition of it, like his own rendition of it. He did The Simpsons that way. He did Sesame Street that way. The characters is like these big, puppetish looking characters with these weird eyes. They be X'd out and stuff like that. He was a graffiti writer that was doing his thing. He was amongst the elite also, but he started doing art. The art really blew for him. So now he's like really big. His pieces are very expensive. A lot of like industry rapper dudes have KAWS pieces. They're like up there in price. So yeah, make sure you check out KAWS's exhibit at the Brooklyn Museum. I think that it might be coming to an end if it did not end. It might be, I think like next month might be the end of it. I think. I don't know for sure. Also going on is the Van Gogh experience. The Van Gogh experience is crazy. It is crazy. Recently, Happy Monkey just did a 420 event at the Van Gogh experience. From what I'm hearing, it was off the meter. It was crazy. It was crazy. Imagine being in like this bougie, high class museum and you could blow bud. Shout out to Happy Monkey for pulling that one off. My goal is to throw a 420 event at the MoMA. You know, the MoMA is one of my favorite museums. If you don't know about the MoMA is crazy. The MoMA is in Midtown also. I believe somewhere in the 50s, I think. It has some of the dopest art that you ever gonna see. I think they got Ty Wombly there. Jackson Pollock is there. A whole lot of, if I'm not mistaken too, no, they I might have seen a Basquiat exhibit there. I don't know. It might have been in Guggenheim. That I went to. I went there. That's my last time I went to the museum, actually. I went to go to see the Basquiat or the Basquiat exhibit either at the Guggenheim or at the MoMA. Dope experience. Dope experience. Here's another dope museum that you need to check out. I haven't been there, but I will be making my way soon. And it's called the Museum of Sex. The Museum of Sex. I'm going to check it out, man. They always have advertisement on the train. They have like mad advertisements on the train. I heard people say that shit is kind of trash. I don't know. They might have been a prude or something. I don't know. But I want to go check out the Museum of Sex. It's also in New York City. It's in New York City also. I had went to an exhibit a couple of years back. And if whoever went, let me know in the comments how you felt about it. But I went to the Louis Vuitton exhibit a few years back. Yo, the Louis Vuitton exhibit that they had downtown Manhattan was dope, man. I didn't know that the family is like, they've been doing luggage for years. They've been designing like outfits for like the Grammys or the Academy Awards for years. They're one of the collaborations that Louis Vuitton did that they had in the exhibit was the Supreme Louis Vuitton collaboration, which if you haven't seen that shit was fire. That shit was fire. Really dope. They did a really dope collab together. But the Louis Vuitton joint was crazy, man. It was crazy. I had a dope experience there. And speaking of museums and stuff like that, you need to start paying attention to something called NFTs. NFTs is a form of, I'm gonna say like stock, kind of, almost in the same boat as cryptocurrency, but it's the newer thing. A lot of people are doing this. Tory Lanez just recently put his album out as an NFT, which could be very valuable. NFTs is like the new come up for people getting money. NFTs is some type of like, is a piece of art and it's only like one piece and people get a digital copy of it. And that digital copy is worth a certain amount. I'm not 100% sure on this. I'll let you know next episode more in detail. But look up NFTs. NFTs is really big right now. Tory Lanez just dropped his album as an NFT. But you have a lot of artists now that are dropping NFTs. And from what I'm hearing, business-wise, get up on it. Get up on it, man. From what I'm hearing, this is the future. This is the new come up. This is a come up. Don't let it pass you by. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was late on Bitcoin. I was late on Ethereum. I was late on all these come ups, the dog coin shit. I was late on this. I know somebody personally, if I'm lying, I'm flying, that may sound like 12,000 off of dog coins or 20,000. I don't know, some big number off a dog coin. I know people who've made a lot of money off Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Bitcoin been around over 10 years now, or if I'm not mistaken, at least 10 years. And there's people who really came up off of these new financial situations. So y'all need to pay attention. Finance, you need to have financial literacy. Financial literacy is very important. I'm writing a book right now called A Message to the Bag Man. It is called A Message to the Bag Man. It is a financial book to help entrepreneurs come up. It is very simple, and I explain business practices and principles through real life experiences, through me selling crack, through me selling weed, through me starting a podcast station. I show you different business principles and practices in real lifetime. But financial literacy, it is very important. Your kids need to know how to get money. Your kids need to know how to buy a house, how to save money, how to invest money. This need to be taught in high school, junior high school, elementary. You know, I wonder why you got to go to college and pay to learn about finance. That's crazy. That should be in the same boat as English and math. That should be in the same boat as science and history. You know? So, I'm going to end the podcast there. Again, I need you to make sure you're subscribed to S.STREET Media YouTube channel. I need you to follow S.STREET Media on Instagram. Make sure you follow the 1718 Collective on Instagram. Make sure you follow Get Fed Records on Instagram. Make sure you follow Umbrella Studios on Instagram. Shout out to everyone who supports the Oddcast. Shout out to everyone who supports my Style by Poverty clothing line. Shout out to my moms and the tribe. Shout out to Easy the God. Shout out to Winsburg. Shout out to Murray Bertram. Shout out to everyone at S.STREET Media that supports everybody who supports us, man. Everybody who supports S.STREET Media, man. Thank you all for tuning in. The love has been real. The feedback has been real. Our first episode is over 200 views. I need y'all to run those numbers up. I need your support, man. We taking this shit to the top. I'm not gonna lie to you. We are taking Style by Poverty to cable TV, to regular TV. We taking this shit to the radio, wherever. We are going around the world with Style by Poverty. Thank you all for listening. My name is Anthony GMATH WOMBLE, and you're listening to Style by Poverty, the Oddcast. This is episode 4, otherwise known as the House of Bambu, the Dblack chapter. Again, thank you for listening. Peace.